Good afternoon. My name is Steve Hoover. I'm one of the customer success coaches at Bright. And today we're going to talk about using the refined menu on the results display page. So let's get started on this. First, we're going to just conduct a basic search. All right, let's go to the results. Now, once we're on the results, let's talk about the refined menu here. The refined menu is available down here, bottom left corner. So if you click on that tab, it will open up and display some options here. Now, the very first option says view as select a contact. Well, I've been corresponding with a client in Frederick City for a while, and I have an auto email set up for him. And so I've just conducted a search, but I'm not sure which properties I've already sent him. So I've run the search similar to what I've done with my client. And let's go down here. And actually, my client is Abe Lincoln. You probably heard of him. We're going to select Abe Lincoln from a list of my clients and see what happens with the search screen here. All right, so it brings up all the properties I had a second ago, but now it has picked out the ones that I have already sent him. You can see on the left down the email, telling me email, the date I sent them. And of course, if I scroll down a little further, you'll see there are a lot more here that I've already sent them. So this way you can always tell what you've sent your client by selecting your client down here at the bottom. Okay. And of course, then at this point, I could send other ones out. I could actually, I could select some here. Let's talk about the other options now, narrow and discard. So let's say, okay, I want to send him the rest of these, but I don't want to send him, obviously, the ones I've already sent him. And let's pretend I've selected the ones there. I can then discard these. Let's click on discard. And you'll see those are gone. Okay, the ones I selected at the top. But if you change your mind, undiscard. And they're all back here again. So you can discard them, undiscard them. But you have another option here. Let's say I just want a list of the ones I have already sent him. So if I click through the options here, let's go to page 2, and I do want to select the ones I've already sent him. Okay. And now I can narrow my search. So the option for narrow will now delete everything but what I've selected. So let's click on narrow and see what happens. And there we go. All the ones I've actually emailed them, and it tells me I emailed them, have been selected now. So I basically narrowed my search. So uh, the options, of course, we've looked at is selecting your contacts. We can determine what we've sent him or her. We can narrow it, which will basically delete all the ones that you haven't selected. And of course, discard will delete the ones that you've already discarded, or you can undiscard it. Okay. So I'm going to reset my search here back to what it was by using the recent searches here. So this is the search I had a second ago. Okay. And let's talk about some of these other options here under refine. What if I wanted to resort this? Now it does resort by status right now, and you can resort by clicking on the titles here. But what if I wanted to resort it by something that isn't listed here? Let's click on sort. And let's say I want to sort it by above grade finished square footage, for instance. Let's click add that. And right now, of course, it is defaulting to status as the first sort. Let's remove that. So now I'm going to sort above grade finished square footage. That way, let's click OK. And it has resorted. Now, how can I tell whether I resorted by above grade finished square footage? Well, I do have a display set up for that. Let's take a look at it. And there you go. Above grade finished square footage. You can see it is now sorting by that. So you can always use that option under refine to change your sorts. You can remove, you can add, move them up and down, whatever order you want using that option there. Okay. Now, finally, let's go back and let's reset my search again. Okay. Actually, it hasn't reset. Let's reset it by status. Now, right, now we're back to the original setting here. All right. So there's one other option I want to talk about. All right. I can do one or two things here. What if I select all on the first page? Search selected for, it can go to public records. Okay. So basically, what it's done is it's now brought up all the public records of the properties I had selected. Well, let me show you something else. Or I could go backwards if I select them all again. But let me show you another option you have when you're in here. Let's say, whoops, wrong one. Let's go down to that same search, 59 listings. There we go. Okay. Let's say I'm just interested in one or two properties. Let's take a look at Logan Street and Blackhall Court. All right. Now I'm going to look at the public records for that. So let's click here. There are the two public records for that. But let's go back to the listings now. You can go back and forth, by the way. Let's go to listings and see what happens. Notice what it's done. It's brought up not only the coming soon listings, which we saw in the first one, but actually it has brought up all the times the listing has been in Bright's database. So you can see under, if I resort this, you can see Logan is a coming soon. That's what we started with, but you can see Logan Street has been on in the database quite a few times, including a cancellation. Okay. So kind of to review, you can always find by clicking here if you send it out to a contact, all right, by selecting the contact's name, all right? And of course, these two never were sent out to him. You also can refine it by discarding, or if you change your mind, you can undiscard it. You can actually narrow it, which basically means you're going to keep everything, you're going to keep the ones you've selected. All right, and that's it. And then, of course, you can resort it. And finally, you can switch back and forth between public records and the listing itself. Okay. All right. Well, appreciate if you attended today and I hope everyone has a great day.